A remote village where every resident locks the doors exactly at sunset, not because of crime, but because of something they refuse to name. There are places in this world where fear doesn't scream. It whispers. It doesn't chase you down dark alleys or jump out from behind doors. Instead, it lives in routine, in habit, in the things people do without ever explaining why. And the village you're about to hear about is one of those places. Because every single evening, just before the sun disappears behind the hills, something strange happens. Doors close, windows lock, curtains draw tight, and the streets go empty. Not because anyone is outside, but because everyone knows something is coming. The first thing visitors notice isn't the silence. It's the timing. No matter where you are in the village, at the market, walking between houses, or standing near the old stone well, people stop what they're doing at the same exact moment. Conversations end mid-sentence, smiles vanish, and without warning, everyone begins moving toward their homes, calmly, quickly, as if they've rehearsed it their entire lives. No one runs, no one panics, and no one explains. Locals will tell you it's tradition, a habit, passed down through generations. We've always done it this way, they'll say, avoiding eye contact. But if you stay long enough, you'll realize that's not the whole truth. Because traditions don't make hands shake. Traditions don't make people bolt their doors twice, then check them again. And traditions don't make children stop laughing the moment the sun starts to fall. The village itself isn't ancient, at least, not on paper. Records show it was officially founded just over 100 years ago. A farming settlement, small population, quiet history, no major disasters, no documented crimes that would justify what happens there every evening. And yet, every house is built the same way. Thick doors, reinforced frames, no windows facing the street on the ground floor. Almost as if the entire village was designed with one purpose in mind: to keep something out. When outsiders ask why the doors must be locked before sunset, the answers are always vague. Some say it's superstition, others blame wild animals. A few laugh it off and change the subject. But if you press too hard, the mood changes. Faces tighten, voices lower, and someone, usually an older resident, will quietly tell you not to ask that question again, because the last person who ignored the sunset rule never made it to morning. According to village records, he was a traveler, stayed at a local home for the night. Friendly, curious, skeptical. When sunset came, he laughed as everyone rushed indoors. He stayed outside, sat on the steps of the guest house, watching the sky darken. No one tried to stop him. They simply locked the doors and turned off their lights. That was the last time anyone remembers seeing him alive. The next morning, the village gathered in silence. His belongings were still in the room he rented. His shoes by the door, his bag untouched. But he was gone. No footprints leading away. No signs of a struggle. No blood. Just an empty village square, and something else. Marks on the ground. Long impressions pressed into the dirt. Stretching from the road to the edge of the forest. Too wide. Too deliberate to be animal. And whatever made him didn't drag the man away. It walked him. That incident was never reported to authorities. Officially, the traveler left early. Unofficially, it reinforced a rule the village already lived by. Sunset means inside. No exceptions. Children in the village learn this rule before they can read. They don't learn it through lectures or stories. They learn it through silence. Through the way adults stiffen when the sun gets low. Through the way games end without argument. Through the way no one ever asks to stay out late. And if a child does ask, the answer is always the same. You don't want to hear it. And what exactly happens after sunset is something no two villagers describe the same way. Some insist they hear footsteps outside their homes. Slow, measured, circling. Others report scratching at doors. Not frantic, curious, as if whatever is outside is testing boundaries. A few claim they hear voices, familiar voices, calling their names from the street. Voices that sound like family members who are already inside. That's why windows stay covered. Because no one wants to look outside and see someone they recognize standing where they shouldn't be. The most disturbing accounts come from those who accidentally stayed awake too long. Those who couldn't sleep and lay listening as the night deepened. They describe a presence that moves through the village after dark. Not rushing, not hiding, simply passing from house to house. Pausing, lingering, as if deciding where to stop. And always avoiding locked doors. Except for one night every few years. The night when someone forgets. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, the village never speaks of it openly. Houses close ranks, families mourn quietly, and by the next sunset, life continues as if nothing happened. Because acknowledging the truth would mean admitting that the rule isn't enough. That whatever comes at night isn't just passing through, it's searching. One former resident, who moved away decades ago, finally spoke about what he saw the night his neighbor didn't lock her door. He said it was late, too late to intervene. The sun was already gone when he noticed her porch light still on, her front door slightly open. He considered shouting, warning her, but fear froze him in place. He watched from behind his curtain as the street slowly darkened, then the air changed. The sounds of insects stopped, the wind died, and from the edge of the forest, something stepped into view. He couldn't describe it clearly. Not because it was blurry, but because his mind refused to process it fully. He said it walked upright, but not like a person. Its movement was too smooth, too controlled, like it had practiced imitating humans but never quite perfected it. It stopped in front of her house, tilted its head, and waited. She never screamed. That's the part that haunts him most. He heard her door open wider, heard her step outside, and then nothing. By morning, her house was empty, door wide open, porch light still on. After that, the rule became stricter. Sunset was no longer a suggestion, it was survival. Here's the part that makes this story more than just another creepy village tale. Satellite images of the area show something unusual. The forest surrounding the village appears unnaturally dense, almost encroaching, like it's slowly closing in. Trees growing closer every year, paths disappearing, roads becoming harder to maintain, and at night, thermal imaging picks up movement between the trees. Tall shapes, moving slowly, methodically, always stopping just short of the village boundary, as if they know. So ask yourself this: why hasn't the village been abandoned? Why do people stay? The answer is simple and terrifying. Those who leave never fully leave. Many return, drawn back by dreams, by a feeling they forgot something important. And those who resist the pull report something worse. Knocking, not at the doors, but in the dreams. A reminder that the rule only works if you're inside the boundary. That whatever comes at sunset doesn't just belong to the village. It remembers, and if you ever find yourself in a place where everyone locks his doors at sunset, don't ask questions. Don't laugh, and whatever you do, don't be the last one outside. Because some rules aren't meant to be understood, they're meant to be followed. If this story made you uneasy, trust that instinct. Subscribe to UnseenPulse TV, because the stories we share aren't just warnings, they're reminders. And comment below, if you were there, would you lock your door? Or would curiosity keep you outside? Just remember, the sun always sets.